Welcome to The Culture. We rest at the pulse of the community, providing all things news, media, fashion, events, and everything that we talk about in between. Documenting our Black powerful history and amplifying our Black voices, one interview at a time. We are The Culture.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Culture. I'm your host, Jessica Garrett Modkins, and sitting with me tonight is my partner in crime, former Senator Dwight Bullard, and we are here at the Miami-Dade Democratic Party Blue Gala. Welcome to the show, Senator Bullard.
You know, always happy to be on The Culture.
Yes.
And you know, it's been a festive night. You know, people out here celebrating your sorrow. I don't know if you heard.
Kinda. Our Vice President, Kamala Harris, has been putting it down. She is debunking all of the things, especially with this recent episode of her being interviewed with all of our aunties.
Yes.
Oprah,
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
America's auntie.
Yes. Did you get a chance to look at it?
I did see bits and pieces. I didn't get a chance to lock in for the full thing, but you know, Oprah was given full Oprah, and as you know, the show's been off the air for a while, so we've kind of missed that.
We have.
You know, just out in the culture.
Right.
So it was good to see she was back in the element, and it was superb.
I appreciate the people who they gave a platform to talk about how policies would help their household.
Absolutely.
They showed a young lady's family who actually was impacted by this abortion ban, who actually passed away in Georgia. That was very emotional.
Absolutely. It's a travesty, and I just want to give perspective. Georgia's ban and Florida's ban are the exact same. It's a 6-week abortion ban that could detrimentally impact people's lives, and so we don't want that here. But hearing it play out, especially as a Black man, heart-wrenching.
It was. It really, really was. The moment when Vice President Kamala Harris asked Oprah, did she have a gun? And Oprah said that she did have a gun.
Well, you mean Vice President Harris had a gun? You're saying Oprah?
Yeah. That part.
Yeah. Yeah, because Oprah was pleasantly surprised. I don't know if it was pleasantly surprised, but definitely surprised.
If she was acting, she did.
Yeah.
She understood the role and she played it hard.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very real moment. A lot of, you know, even in that moment, VP Harris was talking about, I don't know if my team wanted me to tell that, but the next day, a lot of folks are like, we appreciate that moment of honesty, because not only did she say that I am, in fact, a registered gun owner, but she said, if you come in my house, if you come in my house with me and mine, you're not going to leave.
You're not going to leave. You break up in my house.
It's going to be an unpleasant
It's
situation.
going to be the Smith & Wesson welcome.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of folks, that was it. I mean, that was a moment like, because I think too often people put these politicians on this pedestal like they're not real people. And what I took it as, which is very interesting, was in context, because if you recall, a while back, former President Trump basically created a situation in which there was someone who broke in to Speaker Pelosi's house and beat up her husband. For me, as soon as she said that, I was like, she's letting not only everybody know, but specifically the former president know that if your followers decide to fear Froggy and come my way, it's not going to turn out good for them.
Right, it is not.
Not going to be no fight, not going to be no conversation.
Nope. And I love that about her.
I love that
She
for
was just
all of us.
honest and said that the issue of guns and people walking around in society with AK-47s or
AR-15s.
all of the things, we're not talking about that. We're talking about someone coming on a private property, and this is what will happen if they try not to come up on my house.
That's it. That's it. This is I think, the real important dichotomy of the gun conversation, especially in the United States. Everyone's like, well, what about the Second Amendment? She's acknowledging, as a gun owner, you have rights. Personal protection of your family. But what we can't have is 14-year-olds walking up in middle schools shooting teachers and students. What we can't have is what we had here in Stoneman Douglas here in Florida, where people are just using AR-15 style weapons and just mowing down people. And both things can be true. Like, that's the thing, like in life.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that I wanted our viewers to understand, that we are not talking about advocacy for guns in an attempt to take away your right to bear arms. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about common sense laws being put in place for the right of what I believe that we're trying to do in the Constitution. What's going on now is not.
This is not, and the interesting thing about it, just highlighting, the advocacy of the current president, was there was a time and place where we had an assault weapons ban in the United States. And anyone who remembers or recalls that time period, there weren't mass shootings on the scale that we see them now. And so when we're talking about common sense gun laws, we're bringing some just common sense to the policy space. For those folks that are out here worried about, you can't take my gun away, we should harken back to a time where we didn't have this case. This happened, like, mass shootings have outpaced days in the year. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is ludicrous. And so we can't continue to just keep the insanity going on that issue. So it was a very real moment, but I need people to contextualize it and put it in its proper place, that she's, people who are fearful that, Harris administration is going to do X. She's letting you know.
Right.
I'm not here to just make life difficult for you.
Exactly. Right? On that note, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. We are here at the Miami-Dade Democratic Party Blue Gala. I am joined by former Senator Dwight Bullard, my partner in crime in all things politics. We've talked about a number of things, but what we have not talked about is the fact that Senator Bullard will be bringing back all of the information on his show. He won't be joining me anymore. He has launched his show, and tell us, you have Nikki Freed, you have Steve Gallen, you have Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. Tell us what we have in store this political season.
Yeah, being here at the Blue Gala has afforded me the opportunity to really sit down with friends of the show, folks who got on before, but newer folks.
Ashley Gant?
Absolutely. Venus Mia Lovely, who has been on the show before. So it's going to be a number of folks that you've seen, some you haven't. A lot of good information, a lot of good conversations. That's what I love about our format, is that we're not out here trying to be very static or be, robotic.
Right.
We're out here trying to have conversations with people.
Right. And some of those people will be joining you on September the 30th to meet the candidates.
Yes. Give you all the glory and the flowers. Really, your mom.
I was going to say that. It's really not me.
Yeah, who started this idea. And really, for those who understand where we grew up, Richmond Heights has always been about the politics.
Yes, it has. Can you please give the history and how that number of homeowners really impacted the county?
Absolutely. So, 1949, Richmond Heights is established as a suburban enclave for former World War II veterans, Black World War II veterans, specifically in a time and place, as I mentioned, 1949. For those who've been wondering, America wasn't great for Black people in 1949, but Richmond Heights indeed was a great space because it gave the opportunity for home ownership. With that home ownership also came political power.
Right.
So Dante Fascell, who was the congressman for that area, realized that these veterans not only had a voice, but were an important engagement group for the things that needed to be done in this area of South Dade that was growing. And so your mom was a byproduct. We have been, you know, the beneficiaries of those 49ers, those folks who've been there and poured into us. And so we just want to carry the torch. And so on September 30th, Meet the Candidates, which was a concept developed by your mom.
Patricia Harper Garrett. Say her name.
Say it.
Say her name.
You know,
Patricia Harper Garrett.
Or PGZ for those of us that know. But yes, Patricia Harper Garrett, the Red Hatters, and all the other
Yes,
things.
the AKAs,
All
Pi
the
Delta
things.
Omega.
Yes. Birthed an idea that candidates need to come talk to the people
Yes.
in Richmond Heights. And so she had, you know, had the vision, executed it, pre-COVID, was making it happen. And we just really want to have honest conversation with not only Richmond Heights, but the surrounding areas in South Dade and really kind of lean in on the importance of this election year for our community.
It is a very important election. It really, really is. I believe that the trajectory of where we are now began during COVID in 2020, and we are at a point right now where either you need to wake up or die.
What she said, I'm not even. Listen, trust Black women. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
very serious. It's very serious. We have a number of clients that are doing a lot of initiatives around voting. Water Rising is one of
Shout out to
them.
the HBCU tour.
We are on the HBCU tour this past weekend. We will go Cleveland on this Saturday. We will be in Jacksonville at Epic Order. Just ensuring that our student body understands their civic responsibility, requesting an absentee ballot, registering to vote.
Important.
Very important things that if you're not asked, it will skim over your head. And so what we've been doing is intentionally going to every HBCU throughout the state of Florida and touching and speaking with students who are in attendance at this first football game or major football game to ensure they have the information that they need to understand what this election is for them and to become civically involved. Not telling them who to vote for, non-partisan initiative, but just ensuring that they have the information that they need.
Absolutely, making sure you're prepared. I mean, whether it's Meet the Candidates or the HBCU tour, we really want people to be in their best position to make the most impactful decision for their lives. I get it. For a lot of folks, politics feels overwhelming. It feels like a lot of information. People go through the struggle of I don't know who to vote for. But closed mouths don't get fed.
Don't.
Never have and never will. And so it's important for you to ask the questions.
Is it a Bible verse? Ask not, receive not. Is there a scripture?
You gonna preach? What she said.
And if you hear this music behind us, that's Bo Weezy. Let me just throw that out there.
Yes, absolutely.
That's Bo Weezy.
Very own, fan news, very own, absolutely.
Yes.
DJ Bo Weezy.
Yes.
So if you see me joking a little bit, you'll know why.
Yes. Any closing thoughts?
You know, just a reminder that every election year is important, but with some of the words that have been shared, some of the concepts, the dragging down of communities that we've heard coming out of the mouths of people that have just been reckless and irresponsible with their words. It's important for those folks who are trying to think about sitting this one out. Shut up.
Right. Shut up. Show up.
That's it. Don't move.
And vote.
Vote. Absolutely.
Nothing to talk about. Just do it.
That's it.
Thank you for sitting with us for another edition of The Culture. I believe is this a first Friday week? No, it's not. It's not a first Friday week. So next Friday, we'll come to you live for another edition of My 2 Cents. Join us at 6 p.m. live, where we'll talk about all of the things that are going on in society, from Puff Daddy, which is
we gotta say that.
It's a whole lot.
But I do want to remind folks the deadline in Florida is October 7th to register and vote.
Yes.
So when you see My 2 Cents pop up on your screen, understand that you only got a couple days
Yes.
to make it happen. So make sure you do it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Senator Bullard, for joining us. And again, Senator Bullard's show, Politics for the Culture, has launched. So make sure you tune in to all of the things that he has going on at his show, where he'll be bringing you people like Nikki Freed, Dr. Gallen, Representative Ashley Gant,
Mayor Levine Calvert,
and so many more. We thank you once again for joining us. Until next time.
Believe that inducing Trump.
The Culture is produced and owned by Hip Rockstar Media and is distributed by the Culture Media Group. It cannot be reproduced or broadcast without written consent. All rights reserved.